Yo, buddy, how we doing?
Oh, hey, how are you?
I interrupted your little evening snack. What's going on here?
Just snacking on a 9.
Snacking on a 9. Why?
Oh, I'm 7. Eat 9. 8, 9.
Oh my gosh, 7, 8, 9. Okay, but it's 8, 9, and you're still in the middle of eating, so you need to finish that up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well,
True.
I just got back from the gym. Us retired guys. Former Duck Dynasty
buff
guy. I got lost. Just working on it. Just lifting some things. Got my water. Just doing some water curls, drinking that as you lose your 7. All right, we are decked out here. It's that time of year. How are things going with you?
Craziness. I had half day today. Made a run to the dentist. Had a little chip that I had to get taken care of. It's all better now. I was like, told the kids, I said, I'm already a grumpy old man. I said, if I turn into a grumpy old man with a sore tooth, that would be bad. So I took care of it sooner rather than later. And getting through things. Yeah. We missed the big storm that came rambling through on Sunday. We got rain, but we didn't get the wind that we were supposed to get. So we're fortunate that some people got thumped.
Mm-hmm.
And not too bad. Got some leaves coming down now.
Yeah.
And it's finally starting to feel like fall here. What about with you?
Yeah, well, all right, okay. That 9. Missy. Always good to have her. So at least listen, it was a toss-up. He was debating.
He
was going to go 6, 7, or he was going to Taylor Swift. So he chose 7, 8, 9. All right, there we go. Oh, there's 6, 7. He's reversible. Yeah, no, we had the wind, just light rain, not too bad. But then, we had that little bit of that windstorm come through. But weather-wise, it's the awkward time. Like we've had today, kind of felt more like a fall day. Still a little warm in the afternoon. Yesterday was like, almost 70 degrees. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it looks like you get up and you're out. You're like, okay, it's gonna be a nice chill day, and then, the weather kind of kicks in. So
yeah, it's
still in that. It doesn't know what it wants to do yet. So we'll see. Looking at all the weather, snow predictions, and loving life. The Pennsylvania way of life, man.
I did get caught the other morning. I got a little arrogant because I don't have bus duty. So I'm like, I'm not wearing a jacket. And they said the temperatures, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm only walking from the truck to the building. Yeah. But I forgot that I didn't preheat my truck. So when I got into my truck in short sleeves, and it was 45, 43 degrees, I was shivering a little bit to the heat cranked up. I was like, okay. I'm sure. Like, you gotta wear the jacket, even if it's only into the building, or you got to pre-warm the truck.
Yeah. No, that's funny. Yeah. And then you got the weather, all that jazz. 1-6, buddy. I got nothing much to say for the Dolphins. We don't know what we're doing. What about looks like it was a tough game for those Steelers.
I got fed up after the first interception, and I was like, you know what? I said, I'm going to bed. I have to get up early the next day. I had a lot going on because it was a Thursday night game, and Friday was going to be a long day. It was a PAECT event up at Slippery Rock. We'll talk more about later. Yeah. So I was like, I got to get to bed. And then they made it a game. I'm fired up. But the bad part was, 2 losses isn't bad. But the Cincy Bengals, they couldn't get a running game up until that game, and they ran all over us. It was just rough.
Well, Flacco magic, you just never know what you're going to have. You called it, though.
I did. I didn't take the Steelers in my survivor poll, but I didn't quite have the confidence to take the upset. I thought about it. I should take this because they're probably going to win with Tomlin's record and everything else. It's just like on Thursday nights, I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you were foretelling it, man. Yeah.
And not to rain on your parade, but I was looking at that Cleveland Dolphins game, and I was like, I wasn't sure who was going to come out on that one. I was like, that could be a Dolphins win, but then I'm thinking, well, Cleveland, maybe the way the Dolphins haven't been doing well.
Listen, I'm pretty sure that I'm a leftover from that game because it was a bunch of guys that dressed up in costumes that look like football players. because I don't know what Miami had on the field, man. It was not good. It was not good. It was a very, very, very bad, very bad product. My students were all over it. I'm like, hey, I don't think they got off the bus. I don't know what exactly went down. It was just from the get. It was just right off the bat.
I got a walk in Sunday morning before the rain, batting the hatches down because they were supposed to have the windstorm. We got stuff put away, and then I hunkered down with a book. And the football games are blowouts here, and I don't have a pay-per-view package for them. So it was just like, as I try and get my little Post-it, it's turning every which way because there we go.
Yeah, that's funny.
The whole camera angle thing. I sat and kind of watched the game, curled up with Charlie, and we hunkered down because all it did was rain all day. After about 12, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was a good day to watch football or movies.
Yeah, how about it, right? Yeah, no, I watch the game. I don't pay for all those packages either. But I'll tell you what's nice if you got a Fire Stick. But there's a channel there. It's just CBS Sports HQ. So it's kind of like the Red Zone, but for free. Okay. And so I'll pop that on and kind of have that going if I'm down here in the podcast studio doing work, or if I'm upstairs and I have, just pull it up on the TVs or whatever. Especially if the game doesn't interest me, because it'll just roll through all the games. And so it's just got that feel that they'll jump into different games. So that's usually my go-to. So, but the Eagles played well. They opened it up a little bit. So that was interesting seeing that. And then, I don't even know the specifics, but I know the Giants, they got the phone call to shut down the game. So that game got shut down because of the injury, and kind of a crazy time. But yeah, you got all that going on. And it's October. We got, we're dressed up because, hey, we got Halloween coming up and all that jazz. But I haven't looked at my calendar, but I know this wasn't the first day I woke up this week. So I think it's a Tuesday. Is it a Wednesday? No, it's a Tuesday. And have we had more than one Tuesday this month?
Yeah, I had a club meeting this morning for What's Up New Brighton, which means that's the third Tuesday of the month.
And I believe sometimes we do stuff on the first and third Tuesday. So I guess it's time for, what do you think?
I thought you were auditioning for the Pat McAfee podcast, the way you're dressed, but
I was working on it.
The PAECT
better yet, it's better yet time for the PAECT Pod. Let's roll it. Welcome to the PAECT Pod, a show for educators by educators. PAECT is a 100% volunteer-run organization that focuses on educational and technology integrations in the classroom in Pennsylvania
and beyond.
All right, my name is Eric Verno, and I am the president of PAECT. And with me, as always, is my co-host,
Dom Salvucci. I'm vice president of PAECT.
All right, it's our pleasure to be here for episode 89. Tech or Treat. All right, the Tech or Treat episode, the infamous episode that we always get to rock with. So loving episode 89. So Tech or Treat, man. So I believe we're going to talk about a couple things, but there's something different about Dom's appearance, and it has nothing to do with the shark hat, has nothing to do with the 7 that keeps falling off.
Yes.
His toast is gone, so that may have been consumed. We can neither confirm nor deny those allegations.
Consumed, and we technically call episode 789.
Oh, there we go. We could have done that. At least it's not 7-6 or 6-7. We don't want to go there. Bring out the 4-1. So but you got some extra hardware on your body there. What's going on?
Well, when you have smart people around, not that you're not smart, but when
I see how it is.
When we bring in the big guns and bring in the intellectuals, you gotta look the part. If you can't be the part, look the part. We got a guest.
Oh, we got a guest. You could tell by the shades. Are those blue blockers? What do you got? Get some blue blockers.
These are my old man bifocals.
Oh, okay. All right.
These are legit glasses.
All right. Yep. My legit glasses are in my bag. I didn't get them out.
Yeah. I'm not even playing today because we brought in the big guns, and I believe it is the person who's appeared the most as a guest on the PAECT Pod.
That is quite possibly a legitimate stat if there was one. Do we hold legitimate stats? Do we have stats?
It's
I don't know if we
unofficial,
do.
but I remember
Unofficial? Okay.
he was pushing. He was
There's
up
a
there.
big battle when it comes to that. I mean, there's a lot of people fighting for that privilege. I'm just saying. Two. They're combating. All right, we got two people battling for that position, but I do believe so. We got that coming up. So Tech Retreat, we're going to talk about a little bit what's going on as far as the fall. You got Halloween coming, all different spirit days coming. So we're going to be talking about that. But I think we need to bring on our guest to talk a little bit about not tech or treat, but something else that's very near to our hearts. A little thing that happens to be floating up right above here. Some three letters that we like. So let's go ahead and welcome our guests and let everybody know whom they are after this. And joining us is the premier number one guest of the PAECT Pod, Scott Snyder. Scott, how you doing, man?
Good, Eric. Good, Ed Dom. How are you guys both doing tonight?
Good. Glad to have you
We're
on.
dressed up, man. It's a great night. You know, I know.
I didn't get the memo.
Hey, you were let off the hook. You were told, hey, you don't have to necessarily dress up. Although you may have had some from this very KTI chair thing you're going to be talking about. Who knows if you still have that one hanging around? But yeah. So, all right. Well, tell us. I know a lot of people, again, you've been here a lot, but still just to say, all right, day job. And then what brings you here today?
My day job is I'm a 33-year educator, or in year 33 in education, and currently I work for Capital Area Intermediate Unit as an educational consultant. And what that means I do is other duties as assigned.
All right. That's cool. Yeah. 33 years, man. That's awesome stuff. It's always good hearing from you. And the great part is in all those conversations, you wouldn't think it. All right. You still got the life, the excitement, and the stuff that you do. It's really cool. And then specifically what brings you here tonight?
Specifically, what brings me here tonight is the other big fall event going on, the fall kickoff for KTI nominations for the class of 2026.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about that very, very shortly. So just give us a little bit of history about your connection, your work with KTI. And what is KTI, specifically the letters?
KTI is the Keystone's Technology Innovators, and my connection goes back to the original iteration of KTI when it was the Integrators, the Classroom Integrators, same first two letters, Keystone Technology. And I was a Keystone in 2007 from the original history, the OG history of 2004 to 2010, when PDE and the intermediate unit system sponsored the program with PDE's backing. So it was great and a different kind of competitive to get to Summit back in those days. PACT took it over, of course, in 2014 for that Summit. And now we're coming up on Summit 2026, already starting to talk about that.
That is awesome stuff. It's almost like you've said that before and you've talked about that stuff before.
I talk about it often just to try to get people excited and people as interested as all of us that work on this passion project are. So it's a great team that we pull together to do that. So, and I see they're trying to generate some viewership right now because our Slack channel from last year just blew up. So,
oh man, well, we might as well put that on the stage. Okay, I didn't even see. My phone's put off to the side. So, all right, love it. So, all right, exciting stuff. So you talked about it used to be called Keystone Technology Integrators.
Yep.
And then we made the switch was made over to Innovators.
Yeah, because it was just about getting technology integrated into classroom practice, into teacher practice, and maybe, integrating it with things that the kids were already doing. So word processing, and then it quickly evolved through Classrooms for the Future to content creation, podcast creation, video creation, whatever people decided to go with. So, everybody walked away with different things in their different years and different ideas of what to do. and just one of my big takeaways was the connection, just connecting us, integrating the technology through social media, which was in its very, very infant stages in 2007, and connecting with a wider audience. 2006-07,
Yep.
I guess, was the founding of Twitter, when Twitter was
Mhm.
decent.
I like that. You
Yeah.
got the 6-7 in there, Scott. Very sly.
Oh.
Gotta love it.
Listen, I hate the fact that I use those numbers so often. So yeah, that just slid right in there. Good job. All right, so we've got the Keystone Technology Innovators. What we got some bricks here on this picture. What would that connection be?
Yeah, when KTI came back in 2014, we kind of aligned a lot with PAECT, the parent organization, and both ended up simultaneously adopting and continuing to work with the pillars of connect, develop, lead, and advocate. Hard pressed me to ask me what the pillars were in 2004 to 10, and 3 of them were the same, and 1 of them was different, and I can't tell you which one without looking at a cheat sheet that's in my office.
I know. I believe it was advocate that was different, if I'm remembering correctly.
So, and only 3 of my 4 bricks from 2007 survived. So
I know. How about it, right? Yeah, I got plenty of new ones since the rebranding. So, all right. So we got a lot of things to talk about. So not only are you here just to talk about Keystone's Technology Innovators, all right, but we're talking about the picking and selecting for nominees. We got multiple types of things that are open right now. We could probably talk about that a little bit later, but right now we're talking about the to pick your KTI nominee.
Yeah, so picking your KTI nominee for 2026 is the first step in making someone eligible to be able to apply for Summit. So this is where the whole process starts. And so we start with the pick select process. And so you want to be thinking about who's the people that are making the nominations want to be thinking about who's dabbling in instructional tech. Maybe somebody needs a little bit of a push in the right direction, somebody that's got some room to grow, somebody that's forward thinking, somebody that's energetic, someone that might become a leader. And by leader, we mean classroom, just, leading from the middle, leading in their setting, leading as a grade level lead or a department chair or something like that. It's not somebody that's necessarily got designs on being a building leader, although we have a district leader, although we have a number of our alumni who have moved in that direction. But people can lead from all different kinds of places. And I guess this would probably be the right spot to talk about who can nominate this year.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Because nominees have historically been from building principals in the current incarnation of KTI, that every building principal in the Commonwealth has the ability to make a nomination, and that still stands. But we're loosened the reins a little bit this year for the first time to try to reconnect with our education community, because we know there's been a lot of changes out in our education community since the pandemic. We've lost touch with some of our cheerleaders and principals, but a lot of our cheerleaders are still out there. So we wanted to untie their hands, so to speak, so that they could make some nominations too. So any education leader in any venue can make a nomination. Make a nomination this year, in addition to the building principals. So we're not taking away, we're hopefully adding on to some districts' ability to make some nominations. And we're experimenting too. So if you are a past KTI star, and it means you've attended a summit and finished your week, we let the 2025 stars know they could do it, because we did announce it on site that we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're allowing them to make nominations too. So any past stars that are listening from 2024 earlier, if you've got somebody in mind that you'd like to make a nomination for, reach out to me so we just can touch base on that a little bit, so we know to expect it from you. And I guess this is your official invite to make a nomination as well.
So I just have one quick reaction to that news. I'm surprised Dom's dying to hit that button. So the fact that I did it really going to get him. Okay.
Brought you to the dark side. I'm proud of you.
All right. So that's awesome news. I think that's amazing. And what's kind of interesting is like, okay, so, well, Scott, my principal has done this, a few years, or I'm new to a district, but I'm a KTI and I'm not really sure, who has or hasn't been picked. So I think this might be some helpful information for us to be able to share.
Yeah. So we do. If you're in a building, still building based, we definitely want you to, and we encourage you to have a conversation with your building principal about KTI. Maybe they
Yep.
know it, maybe they don't. Maybe word hasn't gotten to them yet. So we're just in the early stages. We've only been quietly open a week just to kind of kick the tires and make sure things we're going to go. But we want you to coordinate with each other, because nominating somebody twice is like a wasted nomination, as is nominating somebody that's already been nominated in the past. So besides, picking your, thinking about making that nomination, we encourage you to go out and make a check to see if your person you've got in mind has ever been nominated before. So we call this is one of a couple of checks we ask you to make. And so this is accessible on our nominate page, which is at the bit.ly that's on the screen. I don't know if we can, it's there on the screen so people can get that. And it's pretty simple. Make sure you hit the capital letters there, the capital P and the capital KTI. And that's going to take you to a page that's got the instructions for the nomination process lined out for you. But it's also got an embedded spreadsheet with anybody that's ever been nominated for KTI and anybody that's ever been attended Summit. So if they appear on that list, there's no reason to nominate them again. What you can do is encourage them to go straight to the application process if they've never attended a Summit. If they've already attended a Summit, they have to wait for that word to go out to see if they're eligible for a return visit. And that's probably another 30 days out.
All right, excellent. Now, listen, you didn't realize we are very famous with dog walkers, mainly because Dom and I's voice protect them. So we're going to quickly do this. So for those of you walking the dog, so we've got bit.ly, so bit.ly / P in the word past, PAST, and then capital K, capital T, capital I, and lowercase s. So again, it's bit.ly, all lowercase, / P, lowercase AST, and then KTI is all caps, and then a lowercase s. And that'll take you to be able to look over and see if they've been nominated before. Now, not only is that, like Scott mentioned, that's check number one. Let's hit check number two.
Yep. And by the way, if you don't find them on the list, then they're free game to nominate. But again, have that conversation with your principal, because conceivably now you could have multiple. We already could have multiple nominees from a district, but now we have opened it up. There could be multiple nominees from a building, working out that way. So check number two, and we encourage you before you even fill out the form, which is going to take you about 2 minutes to do, in all honesty. We want you to go to the person you're thinking about and check and see if they're available for Summit, because I really consider that if they're not available, there's really not a really good reason for them to I'm going to use the phrase waste of time, but that sounds, a little negative, and that's not what I mean at all. You want them to be available for Summit before they put in an application. And so you want to see, are they available for those dates that we're going to have the Summit next year? And can they keep them open until early March when we announce who's invited? And so that's the other, go to your nominee and have a conversation. Start telling them, hyping up KTI, talk to them about the experience, without giving away any of the secrets, any of the things you experienced at Summit. And just kind of tell them a little bit about, why you think it's a good experience for them. And if they say yes, that they're available this summer, July 27th to the 31st, we're technically just edging in the last full week of July. As I always say that we try to have Summit the last week of July. The very next day is August 1st. So we're kind of squeezing it in there at the very end of the month. Go ahead and make the nomination at that point in time. And if they're not available, keep them in the back of their mind. Encourage them to maybe keep the next year open. You can always look ahead on the calendar to 2027 and see what that date is. And our intention always is to hold KTI Summit that week, the last week of July.
And it is this year again going to be at Shippensburg, correct?
It is this year going to be again going to be at Shippensburg University.
Yeah, we got a great partnership with them. Definitely love doing work with Shippensburg at Shippensburg. And even a Bloomsburg Husky enjoys visiting the Raiders campus. Missy and Dicer will love hearing that one. All right, so final thing we have here, or next thing to talk about would be
The nomination process, and then you just kind of continue through that. So there should be a live button on that page that you were on about past KTI. Actually, maybe not. There's probably not a live button on that past KTI page. We need you to navigate over to our nomination page then, which is the bit.ly on the screen, and that's bit.ly / and then it's capital KTI, because we always keep those three letters capitalized, capital KTI, hyphen, and then a capital N in the word nominate. And the rest of nominate is lowercase. So capital N, lowercase OMINATE. And look, you guys trained me quick on that one. So there you go.
I was like, that's why he's like a 5, 6, 7 time returner. This guy's good. Out for our jobs. I love it.
To go around.
Yeah.
But you could also screenshot the podcast
Yep.
right now too. And with most of the newer fancy phones, you can zero in on your screenshot then and use that QR code to get there too. But like I said, that's a 1 to 2 minute form that's going to take you to fill out. It's been restructured for this year. So the principal's going to get notified, or you're going to get notified right away as the nominator. The nominee is going to get notified right away as the nominee. Wait, I'm confusing myself. So the nominator and the nominee are going to get notified right away about it. Encourage you to take some paperwork as the nominator to the nominee and talk to them again about applying for Summit. Reinforce that they should double check, make sure they got their congratulatory email and their certificate, of which you can always print out a copy of the certificate too in your confirmation email. And then we let the LEA superintendent know, usually within about a week, that the nomination has happened.
Got you. Very good. So yeah. So again, Scott shared the bit.ly. It's on the screen. All right. So good stuff. Now, did you know? Past nominees. What do we got? Did we talk about this one earlier? I think we did say a little bit.
Touched on it a little bit. So you're checking out your nominee and you find that they're on the list, that they have been nominated before, and you can tell if they've been nominated multiple times. Maybe there's a reason they've been nominated multiple times and they just need a little push a different little push to get there. You can have them, you as somebody that's got them in mind, or you can have them directly reach out to me at KTI Chair at our PACT.org domain. So that's KTI Chair at PACT.org. Either one of you, and I can provide instructions on how to get the App Summit application process started, because it is gate kept, and there's a code that has to go in, and we do mix that up a little bit just to differentiate the new nominees from the nominees that have been hanging out there for a while.
All right, very good. And then also, if you want to just learn more information about the Keystone program, so it's keystonespa.org. Hop on there, check. There's different videos on there, things that have been shot during the day, some kind of summaries of the event. We have some amazing, talented members of PACT, amazing, talented lead learners that have, invested that time to help create those videos, create that information. So it's really cool to see. And it's just, it's near and dear. I think we've been calling it that for a while, that for PACT. We truly do consider this kind of like a passion project.
Yeah.
Just so many of us came up through those channels and then found our way, because prior it wasn't connected with PACT, but just kind of naturally found our way to PACT. And now just working on it together is just an amazing collaboration.
Absolutely. And you used the right phrase, passion project for everybody that's ever worked on the lead learner team worked on this project since it was refounded in 2014.
And the connections you build through this program are phenomenal. Strong network. We've brought this up. Talking we had that event, Northwest had the event at Slippery Rock this past Friday night, and we talked about building the connections and how strong the network is. You don't have to. You can lean on each other for support, share ideas, get help if needed. No need to rebuild the wheel, but it's a great network for educators to build on.
Yep, very much so. All right, so a lot of KTIs and KTI lead learners have been popping into the socials, giving their support, counting our 6-7 references. And I think we've done it 68 times exactly. And so just sharing that different thing. So even go through the comments, look for them. The other thing is on Twix, as it was said at P&C this past year, but Twitter X, but even so at Keystones PA is the handle. Also on Blue Sky, feel free to check those out. There's different things being posted. There's activity going on there that a lot of the members are posting things. It's an amazing network, amazing group of people. It's a extension of, in essence, PACT, just with that connection. So truly appreciate the program, everything it stands for. Truly appreciate all the work you've done, since being in 07 to all the work you've done for how many years have you been KTI chair now?
I've been KTI chair since 2016, so a while. I'd have to count some fingers and toes there to kind of do that math.
Yeah, to figure it out. That's all right, though. I remember I was Dom and I were both at the meeting when that was put forward, and I know the behind the scenes hesitancy going in, the respect walking into that position, and honestly, the amazing job you've done. I couldn't imagine KTI being what it is without you and everything that you've done for it. So it's been awesome. So truly thank you for that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess I'm going into my 11th season. So,
and they've been fantastic. Thank you for running this.
Yep. Thanks.
Hurting the cats.
That's what sometimes it feels like, but it's good hurting. So, So we talked about the other. You said we could talk about the one other thing that's kind of process that's opened up.
Yeah, yes. Most definitely. I don't have slides for that, but let's go ahead and talk about that.
And it's not published anyplace yet, but I will do this. I will publicize it tomorrow morning on the socials.
Breaking! I don't have a breaking news banner, but that's all right. Go ahead.
It was a kind of, we rolled it out, did a soft rollout of it too, and the process seems to be working. So. Staff applications are open for 2026 staff as of right now too. Like I said, I'll push that out on socials tomorrow morning with a bit.ly and things like that. So if you're on our Instagram, you'll have to look at our profile, and I'll post a link in our profile for you to get to it, directing you there through the graphic, and it'll be in the body of the Facebook post and body of the Blue Sky post and Twitter post. So, or I'm sorry, the X post.
All right, well, this one will have to be louder. Here we go, Dom. There you go. Now I'm done. I'll never touch those again. But for Kate, awesome. So lead learner nominate, that's out there. So listen, if you don't hesitate. Don't think I fill in the blanks that are negative, right? Get rid of that. Put yourself out there. Give it those attempts. There's always a unique mix. It's always a cool process of groups coming together. And I don't know how many times I've sat in a meeting at KTI or even around the PACT board table, and I've heard Scott and some other regional directors or people who've been involved, even if they're there for a day, and they're like, wow, this group's going to be after the jobs of the people that served that year before. And it's a good feeling. It's a good thing to have. It's a healthy thing to have, right? Your front door and your back door need to have healthy movement, right? So wild. Yeah.
Yep. We need the experience, but we also need the fresh perspective all the time too, to think about things. And if things are looking like they'll go well, we'll take staff back to 20 this year, and otherwise it's going to be at 18. And I'm already aware that there are going to be openings on staff. So for new perspective, we'll just leave it at that, new perspective. So new perspective.
It's always good to have that. It's always good to have that mix, and the new voices stepping up.
So.
Yeah. Now, not the paint in your corner. I don't know if you've shared or if there's I don't think anything on the nomination talks about when you're going to try to let them know by, but I think a goal is usually a certain time frame.
Yeah. So applications are due by early January. I think I've said the 10th of January. I forgot to pull that up before we got on tonight. And so, because I think it's January 10th, and then February 20th nominations are due. Summit applications then are due February 20th. So I think that's the progression of things. I try to keep it in a nice little progression there of multiples of 10 or something like that to get us through to Summit anyhow, or get us through the process, because this old mind doesn't remember dates well anymore. And I try to let staff know by Pete and C. Try to let staff know who's going to be there. It'll be tight this year since Pete and C is the first week of February, the first few days of February. So I guess my selection team better get a date on the books for us to get together and do our pickings. So
they better get well rested and ready to go. Yeah. And that's always, I can only imagine the scenarios and all the different things of all the years of looking at different applications and stuff. So, but bring what you got, bring who you are. Cause, that's exactly what's needed. Don't need to make anything up, or just be who you are. It's good enough for the kids. It's good enough for KTI. Yeah.
And to paraphrase Missy's post, if you're not feeling confident in yourself, shake it off, apply anyway.
Oh, that was in our post. Really?
I paraphrased it.
Oh man. Yep. Karma's coming for you. All right. Good stuff.
Love the energy and the comments you put up. The people are already working on their applications. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
Socials are lighting up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so's the Tay-Tay references. Oh, buddy. It's a good thing you live. That's why he lives on the west side of the state.
Keep him.
Look out. All right. Well, listen, we truly appreciate you coming on, Scott. Appreciate all the work you do. So thank you so much. Oh, do more than think about it, Jason. Type. Get that thing done. Okay. It's not about, stinking thinking. Move past that. All right. Put yourself out there. All right, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Catch you on the flip side, and you might see me in the comments. Thanks for your time.
Oh, man. Look out already. I see you. Oh, now we're going to find out if he's mad at you. Did you make any references against Scott? He's going to be blasting you up in the comments. Look out. That's good
Karma
stuff.
already got me today. I forgot to put the cup. We got a new coffee pot. So our old coffee pot broke and wasn't paying attention last night. Forgot to put the cup in, put the filter in. And this morning, not everything, the pot wasn't filled up. I'm like, what's wrong? As I pulled it out to look, coffee grounds and coffee all over the stand and the floor. 5 in the morning. I went from being early for work to on time.
That's all right. That's why you plan it, right? That's why you plan to get out early. All right. Well, we got a little bit to do. We'll talk about, we got some, a little bit of tech notes, things to share. Oh, Halcut's already got it. All right. Good stuff.
And I do want to make one quick announcement, because we have PACT has brought on, you see in the background, a lot of times we thank our sponsors throughout the show. We do have a new sponsor. We haven't had the chance to put them up on the background, but Sam Labs, we want to thank them for being a PACT sponsor. They're back on board.
Oh, nice. All right. Very good. Good stuff. We'll make sure to get them on there for next show. So great stuff. I can't pick on her. Yep. That's what karma gets you. All right. Well, good stuff. Well, I think we're going to roll over to our tech notes. I'm going to have you go ahead and share first. What do you think, Dom?
Sounds good.
All right, here we go.
So I'm going with two. One's a sponsor. Another one, I don't know if we've gone over it. I came across this. I can't remember if it was in a past pod or not. But it's techie, but it's not computer techie. And it's geared for all age groups. One little project. It is a free, I get an email. They have crafts, kids crafts. They have printables. They have ideas to use in the classroom, ideas to use if you have kids, you're working with adults, you want to hang out and do something. Scouts, all kinds of stuff. It's just a cool email. And then if you subscribe to it, they have free stuff. They do sell some things, but they have so much stuff that's available free. One little project, you go crafts, kids crafts, printables, coloring pages. I have kids that, and adults like coloring, pull stuff like that. Pages, templates, outlines, different crafts to make for the classroom. I run some of these as side quests when kids get done. Make different things. here's activities you can do. Give them some side quest extra credit enrichment points for doing things. Keeps them busy. It's hands-on. It's a neat little opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's free. So it's along that lines. I like it. My students, some kids like the hands-on stuff, and running different surveys with my kids. I make these available for them, and they dig it.
Nice.
The next.
All right, we'll go. Oh, you jumping in right away? Okay. I was gonna break it up. Here we go. Break it up. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. So we've got, on that same lines of something just kind of a little fun, something to do with the kids. All right. Kahoot's got a whole section of different things, feature content, whether it's trick or treat. My kids love today doing a quick little one on different types of candies. All right. So there's different things in there. So, but Kahoot has rolled out a whole bunch of things, the origins, frightening, Halloween math. Ooh, bring that one in. Spooky science. All right. Frightening ELA, which, some kids just think ELA is frightening in and of itself. All right. We got Halloween trick or treat, myths, legends, and superstitions. So just some different things that if you wanted to kind of like, I think every so often my kids, when, we'll break into a game or whatever, that if it's, sometimes it's not always content related, that I'll just do something fun on the fly with them to get them kind of engaged. And they always just kind of get shocked so that you don't have to necessarily recreate anything. Kahoot's roll that out for you. So feel free to check that out. All right, Dom, what do you got?
All right. Well, going along with the building, I'm going to find, I lost the post.
Uh-oh, look out.
It was
not meant
to
be.
I'll pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this. Register. Let's see if it's here. There we go. We get back to the right page. I've been working dual screens here. It's karma. The redheads are coming back to get me.
That's it, man. They're always going to find you.
Northwest PAECT had an event up at Slippery Rock at the Kids Innovation Playground. They had light snacks, some drinks, and we did a kind of a social, discuss some ideas, share some tech tips, and we built Legos. You had different kits. You have to pick the students from Slippery Rock. Are there forming a higher ed student chapter there for PAECT? You have a bunch of their students, about 8 to 10 educators from the area, along with about 10 to 12 students hanging out there. You can see some pictures of the Legos they were making. You had a flower can. They had the 3-in-1 kits. And mine was this kit. I was going with the dolphin. Unfortunately, my Lego building skills are not that good. And now I got about a third of the way done. But it was a good time. And, at Pete and C last year, I know we've talked a lot about Pete and C, and we've talked about the KTI Summit. The ideas I've picked up there, I've gone through and I got a bunch of Legos, secondhand Legos people donated to my classroom. And I use them with my students. We'll use that to just build some things, talk about things, make models. You have them out there for when kids get done with work. You don't want them on their phones if they don't have other work to do. Roll that out and let them play with the Legos. We did a Maginot line, and I used the Spheros to, show like, okay, we can't get the Sphero to break through the Lego wall. It's called the Maginot line. How do we get through? And kids really come up with go around it. And we used the Sphero, a couple Ozobots, and the Legos to map that out. Kids had fun building stuff and, trying different things, and, just something different instead of just lecturing. Let them play with things. So Legos, great toy. PAECT had a really great event with up there in the Northwest region, and Lego is one of our sponsors. So I wanted to roll that out. And then
Jeremy gave a shout out, loving his Lego education science kits. And listen, I think somebody's flexing on you. Just build a Lego Game Boy. You can't even build your little. Come on now, she's building Lego Game Boys. I need to call Megan for some tutoring.
I know. I didn't want to break that out earlier because I know Scott's big into Legos, and I've seen some of the builds he does, and I'm still on the base.
He's all about that base. Different performer. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, listen here. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Not necessarily Halloween themed, but I love me some Canva. So I found this. This is actually, we talked before about the looking up on TikTok, finding the different codes for fonts and stuff. So found this little jewel here. So this text studio maker, right? So unfortunately, let's see. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, let's let that take center stage. A little behind the scenes PAECT Pod banner making. So what's really cool is, again, through your education, through your educator account, I happen to be into my PAECT account here. They have different types of fonts that are here pre-set up, giving you an idea of what they look like. It threw me off a little bit, but there are some that are premium. You got to kind of pie. So if it says premium, don't click it. But a lot of the other stuff, you're not going to miss it. Like, I was kind of bummed that this comic one was premium, but just kind of going through. So, I've just been adding it, like this blue 3D is kind of like our pod season 3 kind of style, which I found that somewhere else. And then I'm like, I saw it here. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So let me scroll down. Let's see here. You obviously could do your different searches of stuff. All right. So a lot of good little things. So neon fighter. Hold on. I know there was a couple Halloween style.
So the Lego style you scrolled past.
Oh, did I? Did I skip Lego?
Up a little bit.
Almost right there. Yeah, but that's premium. Got to pay. All right. And Lego all caps. All right. Because our trick or treat style was one of these. That's a trick or treat. So here you go. You got the Happy Halloween. So if this is what you like, you click on it and it literally kicks over. You could type in what you want. And you could say KTI nominations and then open now. All right. Just add it in. They've already pre-selected it for you. You click it, add it to your design, size it on up, just to add. And I'll tell you, here's your other geeky fact that there's some different things that, how about it? Anybody can be creative with Canva, right? So he might be knocking on me. I don't know. Or he's just saying the truth that people can be creative. We'll take it both ways. But anyway, all good. But what I've been doing is I have a couple different PDFs of some handouts that I've done and used in the past. And I'm telling you right now, one of the best PDF editors is Canva. You just drag and drop it in. You pull it in and every single text, everything that you have, you can delete, move around. And then now I can just jazz it up a little bit with some of the different fonts here. All right. So you got your spooky font that got into like a different balloon royals. So again, you're going to find a lot of things here in this studio maker, which again, instead of scrolling or combing through, all right, Scott's trying to make me feel better. All right. Not a knock at all. He's a good dude. So, but again, instead of trying to figure these out, or if you're not a person on TikTok, able to pull it up, but it's a really cool feature here. So the text studio maker is definitely something that you need to add to your list to check out, just to jazz up some of your different things. It's not just for the holidays, but for, any day kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Canva does have a cartoon template too. Where you have the kids that are into anime, kids that are into comic books and such. There is a template you could put in and it will work through several templates you could work through for free with the education account. So if you're looking for alternate assessments, alternate assignments for kids, you could pull that up and let them run. It's a non-traditional way of storytelling. You do have kids with, a lot goes on with podcasting, a lot goes on with videos, but you have those kids that aren't confident to be on camera or, on audio, and they can roll with that. They can go and create a multimedia project and the templates are there and they can focus instead of having to focus on, I have kids who are great, fantastic artists. And they usually pair up with other kids and they share and collaborate between the writing and such. But if you have kids who are creative, but maybe not that good at the artwork, they can focus on the content and use the cartoon creation templates and create something fantastic, and you're getting the ideas, and they're not wasting their time. Because I did have some kids, we did a project, and I referenced the old, because they were taking a lot of time on the artwork of their project. They're like, don't forget the content. Don't forget you're making a propaganda poster. Don't forget the ideas. It's like the kids that would PowerPoints make that fantastic cover slide, and there was nothing behind it. It's like you don't want them to get caught up in that. And there are kids who can tear that out real quick. But then you have the kids that aren't as good with that, and it's like, use this template. You can work on the other stuff and build through it, but get your ideas in there.
Yeah, and just like Amy posted there about making stickers for a partner in Canva, printed one out for, each student, and really cool. And I'm just like, as you're talking, obviously I'm just like, admiring, my physique tonight. And I'm like, a PAECT pod with our faces on it, like a sticker tattoo, man, that would look sweet right here. All right. I'll work on that one, build that out.
We'd have to make a bigger sticker for those delts.
Whew, gotta work on that. All right. Oh, hold on. Let me just stretch out over here. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Amy, did you put that one back on there? Here we go. All right. They bring in images and then use the draw tool. Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah. And even how Dom was saying it, you could even like pull an image in and use the filter to turn that image into a coloring page too. Like there's a lot of, we could have several podcasts on all this stuff coming out. And if you're a Canva fan, you gotta have stickers of the beard. Thank you, Jeremy. All right. We gotta work on that one. If there's anybody to come up with those, it's going to be Jeremy. So anyway, all right. But, Canva's got a world tour going on. They're going to be talking about some of their new stuff, but they got so much stuff going on with AI. It's just amazing. But anyway, all right. So it's not the Canva show. Do you have anything else to share, Dom?
No, because the chatbot still has me shut off. On Study Stack.
Oh, still. All right.
I hadn't used it in a while, and I was like, maybe, just maybe.
No go, no dice.
But
all right, well, let's go ahead.
If I'm going to bring this back up, go to studystack.com. If you have the opportunity, find like flashcards you could use with your kids. Pull up the AI chatbot option at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to share my screen real quick just to show everyone where it's at. If I go back here, hit back.
No chatbot.
So I have my flashcards down here at the bottom, the AI chatbot, and it shut me off.
That just doesn't love you.
But you can carry on a conversation. The kids can go through, and it talks them through whether they're right, whether they're wrong, gives them more information. You supply the words, you supply the definitions, or the kids can do that. You fact check everything before and put it in there. So it's factual. It's drawing on the cards that the information you've put into the system. So it's correct. And it's building off of that. It's a fantastic tool. My students use it. They like it. I played with it and it got shut off. So it goes along with the coffee pot, and I'm just going to shake it off and move forward. You just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. We had somebody sharing about, they had a rough start today. I don't know if we put that one on the screen. Did we? About Trisha put on there about, whole car fell down the stairs today.
Someone's, yeah.
Yep. Spilled out everywhere. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do some PAECT updates. So here we go. All right, let's take a look at the PAECT calendar.
The Gen Z book study started tonight.
It did. I know we are rivaling it. And for any of you that are attending that, or you're thinking about attending it, Stephen Robertson has graciously agreed. I believe he's going to be appearing, unless things change, the November 4th meeting to talk to the group. And I'm telling you right now, a peek behind the scenes, Aspen and Jason, they're working. I think they're running it. They have some amazing things in store for that yes. book study. So just amazing. So definitely look into that. So you got that rolling.
It's still open. They've had 14 people sign up for it so far, and it's still open. You don't have to, if you want to be a lurker, not to sound creepy, but it's Halloween, you want to be a lurker, you're confident in participating, you can still jump in, sign up, jump in, see what's going on, observe, and go from there. And you could type into the chat, you can listen, you can work on the back channels they have set up, or you can talk. It's a great idea if you ever just sit there and listen to the ideas and learn that way. As Eric says, he learns more from that than jumping into the books themselves. I get a lot from the conversations. They're phenomenal.
Yep. All right. We got talk about Stephen Robertson being at the summit. All right. He did come to summit and speak to our attendees last year, and amazing, and definitely excited for this book, and definitely excited for new ones to come out. Sticker hunt. All right. So we've got the book studies kicking off. We got STEMtober at Make Believe Makerspace on the 29th, 6 p.m. And this, I believe, is a South Central event. All right, in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. So 6 to 7:30, free for premium members. It pays to be a premium member. All right, and $10 for a non-premium member or free member. And you get a tour, refreshments, and a make and take item. So a lot of good stuff going on there. So we've got the Makerspace in Hummelstown, the STEMtober. All right, so looking forward to that. We also have as the second book study that's occurring simultaneously. We've got the Fahrenheit 451. All right, so the book study, when AI controls the narrative, who is the new fireman? So, all right, so just some good stuff there, some dates that they have set there. So exciting stuff. So yeah, another book study. So if Aliens Among Us isn't your cup of tea, all right, maybe you got Fahrenheit 451.
And I remember them talking about that at our meeting. That's going to be pretty cool. They're going to do some new activities with that. So I'm looking forward to that one. I've done the Aliens Among Us book study.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to try and jump in on that on the nights we don't have the pod to get some information, because even though I've already read the book, getting the perspectives of other members is fantastic. Get new voices in there. Kind of like with this KTI Summit. Bringing in new lead learners, you get new perspective on things.
Most definitely. And then our advocacy committee is just doing an amazing job. So they've got advocacy in action, driving meaningful change in education technology. So join the PAECT advocacy chair, Laura Ebersol, and the PAECT pioneers for a dynamic virtual professional development session on advocacy in action, November 6th from 7 to 8 p.m. Register at paect.org.
And PAECT, the advocacy committee, is doing wonderful work with the Invention Convention and bringing that back to life through PAECT.
Yes, sir. All right, let's scroll through the glides. Got the Pumpkins of October. GameCon did happen. Great stuff. Kids Innovation Playground did occur. All right, again, STEMtober, Fahrenheit 451. And just to take a peek into November, Canva Stravaganza. All right, Zoom event. Northeast hosts that at 4 p.m. We got Thankful for EdTech. Got Edinburgh and Du Bois Scholastic Esports and Higher Ed Symposium. So November 22nd. Just wanted to give that shout out for that happening as well. All right. Good stuff, man. I tell you. For the record, not only did we have a lot of people coming on and sharing different things. All right. One of my daughters came down to the pod studio and she didn't know I was dressed up tonight. And let me tell you, she did a good job holding back the laughter. So, yes. So I think shockingly, the phone did not come out and get sent to all of her friends that they love sending embarrassing photos to. But yes. So a lot of stuff happening with PAECT. Nominations are opening. A lot of great things happening. Truly
lead learners
interaction. Yeah. Lead learner application. So, and appreciate all the interaction of everybody tonight. What an amazing podcast night.
Excellent night. A lot of good info. Oh, as always, a lot of good information.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. All right, man. Well, we're at that hour mark. A lot of things going on. I think I got to go prepare my crying towel for this upcoming weekend's Dolphins game. I don't even know who they're playing because it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully the Steelers, got good stuff coming up and more football talk to come. So truly appreciate it. But as always,
PAECT.
We are
the voice of EdTech
in Pennsylvania
and beyond.
Let's thank our sponsors.
PAECT and the PAECT Pod would like to thank all of our sponsors. Our Tier 3 sponsors, EduSpire, Tech the Next Step. Our Tier 2 sponsors, ClassLink, more time learning, less time logging in. Teachers First. Lego Education.
Toddle, teacher built, AI first, more than an LMS.
Once again, PAECT and the PAECT Pod would like to thank all of our sponsors for the support that allow us to do what we do. Thank you.